Hello, everybody. Welcome to Vivcast. I'm Viva Reverie. This is season 6, episode 11 of Vivcast Red. Let's get into formalities. Okay, so this is super mega fast. Oh my god. So the first thing I want to talk about is that this is a late episode. Of course, they're all late, but this is the most late Vivcast has ever been. And I've just been putting it off, and I shouldn't be putting it off. But also I've been busy. There's been big things happening. So, first thing that's big that's happening is I'm prepping for a very big channel update. This includes you've already seen me change the thumbnails. I want to change my channel's name from Viva I'm a Toon Link Reverie to just Viva Reverie, because I hate the name. I hate the name that I've got. It's hard to remember, and it's dumb, and it's stupid, and I want to update it. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm also going to be doing a big Patreon update, which I've been in the process of thinking about. I've chatted with a few people about it, and I want to make sure that's done and all and done. This is all in preparation for one big This is all for the 100k subs video that I'm I haven't recorded yet, but it's going to be a very big update video because I want to make sure this channel is nice and clean and neat and good, so that everything's great. I want everything to be great because right now things are messy. The other things that have made me be behind on everything are the fact that I thought, on a whim, I'm gonna turn on Super Mario 64, and I started at 0 stars at the start of the day, and I'm on the end screen right now with 120 stars. I 100%ed Mario 64 today, listening to E3 stuff. I've been following E3. Have you been following E3? E3 is really exciting, and it's about video games, and I really like video games, so I've been following that. Which is another big reason as to why I'm behind on things. Another reason why I'm behind on things. I've been prepping for a very, very big BronyCon video thing that I want to do for my panel. By the way, I've got a BronyCon panel. That's one of the things I want to talk about in my 100k subs video, is the fact that I've got a panel, and it's going to be great, and I'm going to be featuring this animation there, or at least the start bit, because I don't think it'll be finished by the time BronyCon comes around. That's going to be exciting. Get hyped for that. It's called the Animation Perspectives panel. You should totally check it out. It's going to be great. It's got I guess I can advertise it now. I was intending on advertising it later, but it's got me, Argo Damon, Animated James, and Brainstorm Alex. For us 4 animators, we're going to be talking about animation stuff, and it's going to be great. Again, I'll get into that later. Okay, let's talk about last week's poll. Here's last week's poll. Check it out. It's like a bell curve. That's pretty sweet. I chose I sometimes get a little nitpicky thing. That's Vivcast doing that to me. I don't think too hard about it. But yeah, it's just perfect bell curve. Middle is like yes, and then there's second place and third place being the ones around the middle, and barely anybody chose the top and bottom decisions. That's okay, cool. Bell curves are pretty sweet. Next thing I want to talk about is Crystal Mountain PonyCon. This is happening this weekend, I believe. And I won't be there, but I will be there in live stream format on the Saturday at 10 a.m. Yes, okay. If you're going to Crystal Mountain PonyCon, then you can totally see me during the live stream panel at 10 a.m., so you should totally go to that. That's going to be pretty that's going to be pretty great. Because I'll be there. There's going to be other people being there as well. And once again, I'm not sure if people care much, but I have a promo code for that convention, Crystal Viva. If you so happen to not have tickets to this convention, which is happening in a couple of days, and you can still buy tickets then you can use my promo code. I think you can use my promo code for other things you buy that are convention related, but I have no idea. Yeah, Crystal Viva. So yeah, do that. Cool. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about. Wait, that's formalities. Formalities are over. Let's talk about Flutter Brutter. Okay. Fluttershy finally has a family. Okay. And it was introduced in the episode really weirdly. It was like, okay, let's think about every other character's family. Rainbow Dash's family is shown in the background every now and then. Twilight's family. She has parents. She has a brother. Yeah. Anything else? Anybody else? No, I think it's just those. And then there's also Cadence. I might be really stupid and be forgetting somebody. No, I don't think I am. Pinkie Pie has her entire family. The Pie family, the Rock Farm people, ponies, whatever. Who's the other Earth pony? Applejack. This is how I remember which characters are which. How I remember each of the main six is by thinking about, okay, there's 2 Earth ponies, 2 unicorns, and 2 Pegasi. Alright, I guess technically Twilight's an alicorn now, but she's still, she was originally a unicorn. That was how the main 6 were originally designed. Applejack has dead parents and the entire Apple family, which, yeah, full of incest, whatever. We've also got Rarity. I think Rarity's the last one. Yeah, 2 unicorns, 2 Earth ponies, and 2. Yeah, I've gone through everybody else. Yeah, Rarity has her parents, which showed up one time, and she's got Sweetie Bloom. Yeah, cool. But Fluttershy has never had any family, and then at the start of this episode, it's just like, anyway, so here are my parents, and like talking to Rainbow Dash like they've talked like a million times in the past. Which, you know what? Fair enough. It would make sense that Rainbow Dash has met Fluttershy's parents. It's really weird, though, that we have not. And even weirder that she has a sibling. But to be fair, this is not the first time the show has done this, where, one of the main characters has a sibling we've never seen. Twilight did the same thing with Shining Armor, so, So yeah, Fluttershy has a brother. And he is an irredeemable ass dick shithole, and he can go die, and I think everybody can agree that he can go die. The entire episode is hyping up how much of an asshole he is, how much of a spoilt dick he is, and how much he is taking advantage of his parents, which, by the way, makes no sense if you think about it. I mean, obviously this is not 100% true, but generally, when parents raise a child, there is just an inherent, like, the parents have superiority over their child thing, unless, I guess here's the exception, the exception being that, like, somehow Fluttershy's parents, who are similarly shy, like Fluttershy, that's cute, and that sort of makes Fluttershy's shyness make sense, because they're huggy and cuddly and all nice and 100% family friendly, and, like, I guess they had sex, though. that does sort of put it into context, but whatever. No, it doesn't. Why does that put anything into context? I don't know. The point is that Fluttershy it acts similarly to her parents, and that makes sense. Actually, you know what? The fact that Zephyr, aka Mr. Dick Asshole, does not act like his parents, and yet Fluttershy does, is weird. Like, were they raised completely differently? Was Zephyr just like... No, that doesn't... Alright, I was gonna say, like, maybe Zephyr lived somewhere else, and that's where he that's where he grew up and became a complete dick asshole. Whoops, I bumped my mic. That might have shown up in the recording. Whatever. And maybe, but I don't think so. It's, because it's implied that Zephyr has been spoiled his entire life because Fluttershy's parents have no backbone. I guess it's Zephyr's parents too, but screw Zephyr, he's a dick asshole and can go die in a fire. So, okay, literally, the entirety of the first 3/4 of the episode is pretty much the same thing. It's Zephyr being, oh, I'm just gonna live here and I don't care about, I'm just not gonna do anything useful or contribute to society, and I'm gonna be an egotistical prick. And the deal being that, oh, Fluttershy, who hilariously is the one with the largest backbone, and you know what? That was probably a good idea. That's a cute way. That's a cute way of making like Fluttershy like actually be aggressive, but not because she's actually aggressive, but because she's aggressive by comparison. That's cute. Why cute? That's the adjective of the day. Whatever. So Fluttershy like says, go get a job, and then he quote unquote gets a job, aka he convinces somebody else to do the job for him. Or in Rarity's case, I forgot about this. I didn't watch the whole episode today. I just skimmed through it, like trying to think of dot points I could bring up, and you know what? I completely forgot about this, but this is a thing that happened in the episode. When he tries to get a job at Rarity's boutique, like, Rarity's just like, alright, paint these one color. And he's just like, I got the cat to do it. And no, the cat did not do it. The cat also has a Rainbow Dash main style. That's cute. Everything's cute except for Mr. Dick Asshole over here, who's just essentially. We'll go in circles for a second, because yes, he is completely irredeemable and stupid and idiot, and then the end of the episode happens where the moral comes in. Let me talk to you about the moral. The moral is a good moral, but not for this character. The idea of the moral, which hilariously enough, I talked about this last episode. I mentioned this in my fan art section, where I said, if you like work at like trying to get good at something, then eventually you'll get good at it. Just like doing things over and over again, eventually you get good, and that's exactly what happens with Zephyr. The moral is, Zephyr is useless and can't do anything, so they have to convince him to do something. And like, that's completely ignoring the fact that like 90% of why he was a dick was not because he couldn't do anything, but because he like didn't do anything but thought he was doing something because he was an egotistical prick who's dumb and like okay, maybe the idea is that he was like, oh, I'm going to put on this facade. I'm not actually this overconfident. But that's obviously not the case. Like, okay, they lead him out into the forest and say, oh, well, no, he's the one who goes and lives in the forest, excuse me. Because he's useless and can't live for himself, and nobody's giving him the home because he's not getting a fucking job. But he's going. He's like living like hell in the goddamn forest. And you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking, let him fucking suffer. I think everybody can agree with me on this. Let him fucking suffer, because that'll hammer a nail into his head, saying, "Look, you're not doing anything productive. Do something productive, and you will get rewarded." And he never did. And like, what got him out of his shitty rut was Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy afterwards going, you know what? Maybe we should do something about this. And I mean, I get it. I guess I get why they did that, because it would be a very bad lesson to see someone suffer and then have Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash like just leave him at it. But that being said, it's I feel like maybe a way better lesson would be to say, like, if somebody is dumb and spoiled, let them be dumb and spoiled, and eventually they'll get the shitty end of the stick. They'll learn themselves that, oh, maybe being a complete wiener basket case, what are these objectives? Why did I say those ones? I just wanted to have objectives that didn't sound the same as the ones that I'd been saying the entire episode. But whatever. The point is, is that he's just like, maybe he should suffer. Let him suffer. Then he can learn, and then he will actually put the effort into putting it. You know what? Maybe that is sort of what that scene was supposed to portray. It was supposed to portray, oh, Zephyr is like learning his lesson. Like, maybe I should actually put effort into something. But it's not him who comes to that conclusion. It's Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash telling him, you should come to this conclusion. Okay, whatever. Suddenly song. What? Okay, cool. It's a song with Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy. It's a duet. Hooray! We haven't had one. Nope, Zephyr sings too. Fuck! This was going to be such a good song, but then Zephyr had to be one. Like, one of my favorite songs in this goddamn entire series is Get a Pet. What was it called? It was something dumb. Find a Pet. That was the one. That was a really good song. I liked it. It had no chorus. It was point A to point B. It was just like a melodic duet and duet. I guess technically it's fucking French. Jesus Christ. But it's like it was a good song, minus me just hating Zephyr. Like, maybe he had an okay singing voice, but the entirety of the episode was built for me to despise this character, so I don't want to see him sing. And there's one thing that just mildly stood out for me, and this mildly bugged me, but oh well, and that is that the animation was sort of slow and not moving much. Oh, you know what? The perfect example of a counter example. Okay, think Art of the Dress from season 1. Like, that was an entire song. The entire thing was animated and it was pretty. Like, things were happening. Like I can just like think off the top of my head, like, oh man, that song was animated nicely. When this one just had them sort of standing there and singing their line, and then cutting back to Fucknut doing his stupid hair thing, and there was a really long zoom out shot that they held on for way too long, and that was dumb. That was kind of dumb. The song was okay, but it wasn't presented that well. Also, I hate Fucknut. Alright, I'm calling him Fucknut. I hate him. He's dumb and he's stupid and I hate him. But yeah, the song was silly. More on that next episode, because next episode, which happened earlier this week, that's an episode which has a very similar problem. In fact, even worse in that episode now that I think about it. But we'll get to that. We're not talking about that this episode. There was one... you know what? There was one person, first of all, I'll say, this is the end of the analysis of the episode. There was one person on Twitter who suggested, hey, maybe you could talk about both episodes, in one, both pony episodes in one Vivcast, and I almost went with that. That sounded like a good idea. And then I realized, well, if we've got a pony break now, like apparently last episode, the one half a week ago, that there's going to be a hiatus after that, a mid-season hiatus. So likewise, I've got time, so it doesn't really matter. And that would also mean that I would have to prep 2 episodes in advance, and screw that. Couldn't be bothered. Whatever. That's it. In any case, next I'm supposed to move on to comments. I was thinking, I won't do comments this week because I don't know what to like. I didn't, or at least I can't remember any. I'm sort of skimming through now, like whether or not there are any comments that I really want to bring up, but I didn't prepare for this. Like, usually I do a tiny bit of preparing for the comments, but I didn't prepare for this because I just wanted to record this episode of Vivcast because I am so behind. I am so behind, and I should probably do at least something. At least something. There we go. There's a comment that I'll bring up. Jason Funkinen says, the new animation thumbnails feel too official for something that tends to be on the silly side. Yes, but I totally get what you're saying, because that is the main reason why I didn't brand my thumbnails in the past. But I in fact went with this sort of theme of thumbnails, because eventually, not yet, but in the future, I would very much like to do animation on YouTube full time, or just YouTube in general full time, because I love doing what I do, and I want to continue doing this. And likewise, I should probably segue into being able to brand myself and have a series of things. It is extremely difficult on YouTube to be successful and not have a series of things. So the idea is I'm grouping together all these similar comedic, silly horse animations as Viv shorts, and I'm similarly doing so with the music videos, just so it looks better, just so people can see another one and say, hey, that's made by the same person. I'll take a look at that. Because it's far easier to hook someone in when they see one thing and see, hey, there's more of the same. I'm gonna look for more of the same, and so then they do that. Well, yeah. Okay, that's the only comment. That's the only comment I'm gonna be bringing up. Because again, I want to. Let's move on. I have work I need to do. Okay, so fan art. We have fan art. All right, it's fan art section of Vivcast. Here we go. Okay, where's the right tab? Here it is. Okay, so first person who did fan art, Edgeloop. Of course, it's Edgeloop. You don't have to do fan art every single week, by the way. I very much appreciate it, but I don't want to kill you. I feel like I might be killing you. Ta-da! Look, it's me, as in actually me, in a sort of caricature sort of thing. I don't think anybody's ever done that, and that's pretty neat. And it's me doing a cool dude cross arm thing. Check me out. That's me being cool. And I'm fairly certain I've never done that before. So. Unless I've done it as an ironic joke thing, so therefore, yeah, that's a cool thing that you did, and I'm sorry, but it looks like you completely missed the very slightly unscrewed screw in the left side of my glasses. Inaccurate. -5 points for that. So that's a 0 out of 5, or whatever. It's great. It's good. It looks pretty, and I like it. Thank you, Edgeloop. Next, this is by Emir O'Donovan. Ta-da! Look, it's a cute little Viva saying that welcome to Vivcast. And it looks it's definitely, you definitely do not have experience drawing horses. And so likewise, it's good to see you're experimenting. It's good to see that that you're trying things out, and like I said, if you want to get better, you can continue doing it, and you'll eventually get better. Also, I would like to mention that I almost didn't see this. I know you tried notifying me, but I almost didn't see it. You tried making me see it by using my name in the did at Viva Reverie in the Tumblr post. But it didn't actually notify me. The only reason I found it was because you did the same thing in another post, and that one actually notified me. If anybody wants to send me fan art over Tumblr, it's probably a better idea you send me a message. I see those far more clearly than I do just regular posts. Anyway, so yeah, thank you for the image. It's cute. Yeah, that's it for fan art, which means that's it for the episode. Cool. All right. Today's question is, do you think the character detracted from the moral? Do you think Zephyr, do you think Fucknut Was that what I called him? I called him something really derogatory. It might have been fucknut. Do you think fucknut detracted from the moral? I wrote this one down in advance, and I sort of left it open as thinking like, oh, maybe I could rethink this. Maybe I could like potentially rethink this question in case I want to do another one. So this was the question that I was like maybe going to do or maybe not going to do. But hey, it looks like I'm going with it because I just said it. The idea being that that like I thought the moral would have been good. The moral would have been far better if it wasn't done with Zephyr, if it wasn't done with dick shit, if it wasn't done with all right, I'm out of adjectives. It's I on the top right. Click that, and there's gonna be a drop down poll. Oh yeah, you know what? There was one person who suggested that I also do. Okay. Last minute Vivcast thing. Here's a comment. Ta-da! I don't actually know who said this or something. I'm gonna find it after the fact. Essentially saying, hey, you should just make a poll about the about Vivcast, about the poll. A poll about the poll. That's what it was. So I think I can make 2 polls. I hope I can make 2 polls. So so therefore that'll also be in the eye in the top right if I can. If not, it'll be a straw poll in the description. But yeah, that poll will be relating to either do you want polls to stay on YouTube or do you want me to move to straw poll instead? Yeah, okay, cool. That's it for this episode of Vivcast. If you want to subscribe, totally do that. I'm gonna be doing a big update video in the near future, hopefully. And I'll be making new animations every month as I have been doing. I've got as I said, a very big project in preparation for BronyCon. So totally subscribe if you want to be updated with that. Also subscribe if you want to see more Vivcast, I guess. Which I mean, if you're listening this far, that means you at least care, or somehow you left it on and you don't know how to turn it off. That's that. You know what? I'm not going to rule that out. There's a chance that that's true. And also follow me on Twitter and Tumblr, Viva Reverie. I guess, should I advertise my Patreon as well? I feel like I shouldn't, because there's nothing Patreon related in Vivcast. Whatever. I guess I could. Whatever. This is Vivcast. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. That episode went surprisingly smoothly. Oh, okay.